Hi guys, I am KJ. Welcome to my YouTube channel KJ.TUTORIAL. Today we will see about while loop. A while loop statement in Python programming language repeatedly executes a target statement as long as a given condition is true. The syntax of while loop is while your expression colon and then your statements with some indentation gap. The working of while loop is if the condition is true, then the while loop will execute again and again, and if the condition is false, it will come out of the loop. So today's first question is print all numbers from 0 to 100 separated by comma. We have solved this question in for loop, but again we will solve this question by using while loop. So for a while loop, we need to initiate one variable and then we need to use while loop. So while our I should be less than or equals to 100 because we want it till 100, and then our colon and then print I. But here we need to separate them using comma, so end is equals to comma, and then as we know here what it will do is it will print I, which means it will print 0, 0, 0, 0. So to increase the values of I one by one, we need to add incrementation, which means I is equals to I plus 1. And now if I run this code, I'll find 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on up to 100. Right? So now let's see our second question. So our today's second question is write a program to add all natural numbers till 100. We know that natural number means it starts with 1. So let's see how we can work about this code. As we know natural number starts with 1, we need to get I is equals to 1. Now we need to implement the value of sum. So let's take sum is equals to 0 and then while loop. While I is less than or equal to 100, our colon, and then sum is equals to sum plus I. And then we need to increment this I one by one. So I is equals to I plus 1. You can write this I is equals to I plus 1 as this also. This I plus is equals to 1. Now we need to print the sum. So print sum. And if I just run this code, I'll find 5050, which is the sum of all natural numbers from 1 to 100. So this is how while loop works. But then what is the difference between this for loop and while loop? If we check declaration wise, the for loop declaration happens like for initialization, condition, iteration, and then with indentation gap the statements, and the while loop condition and then statements in while loop. If we check format wise, in for loop the initialization, condition checking, iteration statements are written at the top of the loop, but in the while loop only initialization and condition checking is done at the top of the loop. If we check use wise, in for loop the for loop used only when we already knew the number of iteration, but the while loop used only when the number of iterations are not exactly known. If we check initialization wise, in for loop the initialization once done is never repeated, but in while loop if the initialization is done during the condition checking, then the initialization is done each time the loop iterates. So the today's first homework question is write a program to add all even numbers till 100. I hope you have understood what I taught you today about while loop. Now see you in the next video where we will learn more about Python programming. Till then, stay safe, stay home, and please don't forget to like, subscribe and share to my YouTube channel KJ.TUTORIAL.